Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio. In the last episode, we got our science set up and moved the refining around. It's now over here on this side, and I like it. I think it feels a lot cleaner, even though we may not have really improved anything performance-wise. In between episodes, I did a couple of little maintenance-y sort of things. I went up and fixed this track so our artillery train could get moving again. And I also went and added some logistic bots down here. We were a little bit short. I think we were running 800. We're currently running 1200. It was pegged at 0 there at 800, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I went through and added speed modules to the speed modules. I don't remember what the exact number of modules that I had. I kind of got bored with it and going back and trying to calculate what I had for the number of machines. We don't have the right number of machines for this setup, but I kind of counteracted that a little bit by turning off or not putting beacons in the productivities, because we don't need nearly as many of those. There's a modification I do want to make down here so that we can flip this over to making pure speed modules whenever we need that. But I don't know. We'll see when that gets added to the queue. Let's see. I also made some modifications to this station, or this module area here. I tightened up the stacker a little bit. And I don't know, it feels a lot better. Saved a couple of tiles there and took out the passenger station. I don't see a world in which I am programming all these modules into a passenger train. So I think the temporary stations will be ample. So yeah, those are those modifications. I saw some suggestions on maybe trying to use vertical stackers. I'm not a big fan of vertical stackers. I don't know. I guess I haven't looked at it in a while, but the diagonal stackers just feel cleaner and more compact to me. It seems like there's extra track that you have to run on the vertical ones to get those to look decent. And I also like the fact that the diagonal stackers exit and enter on the north, south, east, and west directions, whereas the verticals, unless you're going to put in a lot of extra space, they have to exit out on the diagonals, which is not always optimal. It may work here, it may work better. I may play with that in between episodes, but even though there's a little bit of wasted space here, I'm happy with the way this looks and feels. So yeah. We're getting close here, and I know I keep saying that, but there's a couple of things we didn't do that are fluid related, as in like running fluids to the places they need to go. And I want to do that. So let's go ahead. We'll roll the intro, and we'll get to running some fluid. All right, so we currently need 3 fluids running into this setup. We need water, petroleum, as well as lubricant. Water and petroleum are needed like right over here in this area, and a lubricant unfortunately is needed way up here. We may end up flipping that around. I'm not sure. I'm just going to run it up there for now. We're going to use so little lubricant that I'm not sure it's going to make much of a difference. We have some space like down here to run some pipes. We have some space up here. The problem with running it up here, I think it's going to cause a little logistics kerfuffle here as we try to hook that up. So I'm going to try to run water and petroleum down here. Lubricant, we could take that across, and where does lubricant come in at? It's we need to get radar in this setup as well. Let's see, we should have a blueprint here. That's the old one. That's the new one. Electric engines are the 5th column over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could run lubricant up through the middle here. But I don't think I want to do that. I think I would rather run it on the outside, just because I think we can get less pipe segments that way. We're not having to weave in and out of all these beacons and roboports. So let's get that happening. Water is coming out right here. And water is going to be our first input, so we are going to want that on the top. Petroleum will be our second input, so we will want that on the bottom. Like that, like that. Let's go and hook that up so we can get the icon. Fantastic. What has happened? I'm stuck. I cannot move. There we go. I literally painted myself in a corner there. All right, there. And that'll go to about right there. And boy, that's a very unfortunate spot for that to be. But I don't think it's going to be a problem at all to move it. So water goes in there. Petroleum goes in there. Pipe, pipe. And then we should be able to take this just out a little bit. And I'm perfectly okay with that. Let's see. I want to make that a regular signal, I believe. That's going to be a chain. That's going to be a chain since that's the main line. And I want to turn this one into a chain signal. I think that is what I want to do so that if this is red, that'll be red. I don't want the train inching forward and getting into a position where these guys are going to start unloading stone. If we put stone over here, so we don't mix stone and coal, I think that will do what we want. We may have to put some pumps in here in places, but I don't think these power poles are needed anymore because we could run substations on the outside like that. 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. But it kind of preserves our little grid look. And what's going on here? Yeah, you're gone. All right, and let's see. As for lubricant, we're not going to be able to make that cut. But we could cut in right here. That's pretty much wide open there, so we can run right next to the beacons, and that'll be fine. Okay, and our engine maker is right here. Oh, that's fortunate. Boy, I hope that carries through. Oh, it does. Do something like that right there. And that's a lot of pipe, which is not the most UPS efficient thing, but what are you going to do? I mean, I know we could probably redo a lot of this stuff, and it probably would have a minor effect. What do we need for electric engines? I guess I could have just opened up the book there. And why do we have it way up here? Engines and electronic circuits. We have engines over here. What do we have over here? Solar panels, accumulators, radar. And what is electric? What are electric engines used for? We put them up there because the engines are up there, and also one of these sciences use them. No, the robot frames, which are right there. So we can move it down there, but then there would be a lot of trips back and forth. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it, I think. We'll test the pipe optimizations. And we got the next level of energy weapons. Excellent. Let's switch over to mining productivity and get some more of that. Let's see. Are you covered in power? It does not appear so. That'll get the lubricant. That's fine. All right, so there is all that set up. We did go through and tear out a lot of roboports, and I'm not quite sure where those guys are going to end up. But I do know we're going to need some of them. Let's see, that. If we took you, like, right there, maybe. That would reach over there. We're probably going to have several over here. As well as over here too. And we need to get all of those covered in robo range. Unfortunately, that is not going to stretch that far. That would. Does that stretch over here? It does. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to line that up because of pipes. Well, we can move the pipe. Make that look a little bit intentional there. Is that covered? Yes. All right, so that gets all that covered. Let's see, this station down here is currently not covered. And yeah, I don't think we have enough room to fit any over there. We can pull it out here. Yeah, let's do that. And will those hook up there? Yes, that is going to work. And we've got you. You. And I think you will work. We'll just move you to the outside. And let's see, I think it's this one where we may be able to do a configuration that adds one more. It is. And let's see, can we get a radar? If we could fit a radar like right there, would that cover everything? Not quite. Let's put it over in this spot and see if that'll cover everything. That's pretty good. That's pretty good coverage right there. All right, that'll be super handy. And yeah, we're going to have to add more roboports. That's a given. We just wanted to get the coverage, and now that we have the coverage, let's see, we can't see that. Yeah, we'd have to plug in roboports to get that active. That's okay. We'll get to that. All right. Boy, I think that's almost all we can do right now. I mean, I know there's some things that need to change up here. There's we probably need to replace some fast inserters with stack inserters for some recipes. But I would like to do that more in the tuning phase. And then we also have to go and, of course, set all the requests. We're kind of doing that right now, but the problem is once we get everything all moduled and beaconed, that is going to go up significantly as far as those numbers are concerned. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave that well enough alone right now. And run down here to our speed modules. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, I want to check something real quick. We'll get out of our car. Let's get a blueprint. And walk on this whole thing. I just want to make sure that all the machines and beacons are selected. Very good. 2.3K speed module 3s is what we need for this to work. And we currently have 1.6K plus 65. So yes, we are running a little bit behind in that regard. One of the reasons why I've been kind of taking my time in designing this is, yeah, that situation right there. Boy, if we start mass producing these, I don't think this single beacon set or this beacon module factory is going to be able to cut it. We might have to increase that a bit. Maybe throw a couple of these guys down. But yeah, I'm wanting to make a modification to this. I'm going to go ahead and copy this and paste it there. Don't think that beacon's needed anymore. And yeah, I don't want all this requesters coming here. Can we make some of these? We can. All right, and I want to unhook all of these power poles that are currently coming across. Okay, that's not needed anymore. And you need one more beacon up there. Boy, I would really like it if you guys were not in logistic range of these roboports. Much better. Let's see, we took 3 out. We'll go ahead and add 3 to make it nice and even. All right, and those guys are out of robot range. Actually, you know what? I don't know if I mind those being filled up, now that I think about it. But we got some extra spots for roboports, so it's a win-win. All right, I want to take power poles going up like to here. And I want to unhook these again. And then I want a power switch. Can I make a power switch? I can make a power switch. We'll throw that right there. Feed it over here. And then feed this over here like that. So that the electric that's powering this area over here is going to be controlled by this power switch. So the situation that we're in, if we just take a look at that blueprint that I just took, wherever it has gone off to. I didn't cancel it out, did I? I guess I did. All right, well, it was temporary anyway. The point I was getting at is that we need significantly more speed modules than we do productivity modules. It may be like a 2-to-1 or something like that ratio, maybe even more, 2.5-to-1, something like that. But these all take the same ingredients. So this is capable of, you know, sustaining the productivity modules as well as the speed modules, going at full speed. What's going on? Apparently we're running behind on... Oh, I probably took up all of the logistic robots whenever I was pulling up those roboports. 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That brings us up to 900. There's 1,000, 1,100, and 1,200, which is where I believe I had it. So yeah, whenever we get a backup of these productivity modules, what I would like to do is shut this off and then turn this guy on so that all those resources, instead of making productivity and speed modules, will be made into speed modules. So let's see. Let's hook this chest right here up to this power switch. And we'll say when speed modules start to back up in here, we're going to go ahead and turn this on. So let's say enabled condition. The productivity modules are greater than, what, maybe like half a stack? So when that happens, these guys are going to kick on, and all that stuff will instead be used to make speed modules. I'm wondering if we want to increase that number, maybe like 100. And then we will want to put that into robot range. So that'll mean that will back up pretty far. We have a chest here that has 1.8K currently. So to test this, let's take that out. Then come back over here, and what do we have that set at? 100. So if you back up further than 100, that is going to kick this guy on. And it'll take a while for that roboport to update. Boy, that's a pretty popular little hangout, isn't it? All right, that'll kick you guys on, and you will start making these guys. This will fully back up as well, so there'll be a little bit of a transition time there. We might want to limit that to 100, right? So that way if it'll fill up, then they'll start backing up here. I don't know if I've thought that out well. Maybe not. But I believe it should work. And then if we get rid of this limit right here. How many do we have in here? 1.6. That would be 1,000. 1, 2, 3. Let's keep that going there. Okay, let me just cover this one more time because I'm not sure if I'm making a wise decision here. All these machines here are enough to support 2 of these setups. This is eventually going to back up. And when it does, that is going to turn these guys on. We're still going to have requests, but this will eventually back up. And when that fully backs up, then everything is going to be dedicated to over here. And then as soon as we dip below productivity modules, these guys are basically all the machines are going to turn off. I wonder if we want to control this with power as well. That would probably be tighter. Okay, let's take this count. And take it over here and send it to that power switch. And that power switch. Cut that out. Cut that out. We still want these beacons over here active, though. Oh gosh, can it? All right, you'll cover those. You will cover those. And we want that cut. and that cut. So that has got all of that turned off. This needs to go on that side and on that side, and that'll plug that in. And can we carry this across? Wait a minute. It's not right. You plug into there. And you plug into there. And you plug into there. All right, so this one is whenever speed modules are less than 50, that's going to power this on, and you're going to start making, or productivity modules less than 50, that's going to kick that on and start making that, and you are going to be productivity modules greater than or equal to 50, which means we have a full stack there. That guy will turn on. And that guy will turn off. And all this will turn on. Take that out. Then it flip-flops. All right, I think that works. I hope. And that is starting to back up now, so we are fully dedicated to making speed modules. All right, I think that works for me. And should get those guys coming out a little bit faster for us. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. How did I get down here? Did I take a car? Yeah, it's over there. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode where maybe it's time we do an in-betwixt. I feel like we need to start planning how we're going to actually deploy these guys. So maybe it's about time for that. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.